guys. So today I quit HD Supply. I worked out at a branch on Westinghouse. I worked for Neil, I forgot his last name. I've been with them since about the middle of June. So it's about 4 months? About 4 months or so. They offered me a job. I would have started tomorrow. I would have started Monday, excuse me. Today's Friday. I worked for Neil, and Neil was alright. He's a pretty cool guy. One of the best bosses I ever had in my life. I'm a temp, and that's what I do. Temp work. But I wanted to get with somebody long term, knowing that there'd probably be a second wave of this, and I'm worried about layoffs and stuff. Worked for Neil. He's a great guy. I like the job. I mean, I love flatbed. I love being outside and all that. Ain't gonna like it so much once it starts getting cold again. But Neil took off a week and a day. That was like June the 14th. That's when it started. There was that week, and he was off Monday. And I worked for Christian Vasquez, the associate manager, assistant manager, and I knew, like that Tuesday afternoon, I was slamming in applications. I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. Christian, he's an asshole. He's rude. He's nasty. He's very disrespectful. He doesn't know how to talk to people. He screws a lot of stuff up. And like I've been telling people, I'm 30 years old, guys. I'm 30 years old this year. I'm too old to be playing somebody's daddy and dealing with that. This isn't even one of those things. I worked for Walmart back in 17, I think. 16, yeah. 17 I worked for Sigma. When I worked for Walmart, it was kind of bad sometimes, like in Ohio, because you'd go to stores and they wouldn't have trailers ready. They wouldn't want to cooperate with you. Very disorganized. People would just quit in the middle of their shift. Like a lot of that happened. A lot of that. And so, but the money was right. Walmart, the money was right, and I liked it, and I enjoyed it, and them fucking around didn't affect me or my money, did it? Yeah, so. Also, I'd wear a mask. Nobody out there wore masks. You just know everybody you deal with, a Trump supporter at those places, doing work sites and stores and stuff, because you see the Trump hats and stuff. It's people get up on your truck and start like coughing in your direction, or they'll start coughing when you walk up. Really nasty people. What I'm saying, really nasty people. There's another store in Charlotte, Wolfberry, 444 Wolfberry, off of Graham Street. I go there a lot, internal transfers, and nobody wears masks in there. In the beginning, some of the folks did. It really frustrated, really angered me. To me, that's dangerous. That I'm going in an environment where nobody else wears masks. Nobody. And I'm doing it if I can protect myself. And you know what I mean? Like that to me. That's why I want some conservatives to talk about, oh, well, you're wearing a mask 8 hours. I'm not asking you to wear a mask 8 hours. I'm asking you to wear a mask for 15 minutes when you go into a store. Not even 15 minutes. Is that too hard? And that's why I understand that Trump's independence and this patriotic bullshit, it's basically just selfishness. And it's basically the idea that I do what I want regardless of how it affects other people. That is the Southern idea of it. That's what it is. It's very simple. It's not complicated, not complex at all. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe anybody basic respect. I don't have to respect people. That's it. That's why they had those signs in the gas stations in South Carolina say, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Why is that? Because people do that. No thought about how other people are like, dude, I don't want to smell your feet. I don't want to see that. And I shouldn't have to. Get back on subject. I hated it. I mean, I've never worked a job as frustrating as HD. Like my last week or two there, I know Neil knew I wasn't happy because I started slowing down again. Like, I don't think he noticed after he come back. Basically, man, when Neil left, I'm gonna tell you this. Neil used to joke about me being really fast, going to sites, getting unloaded, because I'm a guy. I use technology. I live in this century, and I'd reach out and contact with the person at the site, and coordinate. And I guess nobody else does that. And it just helps speed things along, keeps problems to a minimum. And that's what it was. I would get it done. I'll be honest with you, Christian, I always thought that he was a person that was maybe a racist. I mean, he's a white boy. He's an Uncle Juan, no doubt. But I always thought he was like trying to be like a racist or whatever. And when Neil left and he started running things into the ground, I realized very quickly that no, that's not. He's incompetent. And I started slowing down immediately. Like one of the only white dude one of the only white people in the warehouse. He told me, he was like, he wanted to hit him. He was so pissed off. Dude was telling him to put the wrong things on the wrong trucks and stuff. And I told him, I was like, man, I'm slowing down. And dude there was like, well, that could cause problems too. I'm like, no, I'm slowing down. And I started doing that. What I mean by that is Smith system, keeping a big distance. I mean, you could have been riding with me in the truck. There wasn't nothing I was doing that was like against policy, but I wasn't rushing no more because basically my morale dropped. It just dropped. And when Neil came back, I wasn't happy. It's a guy there that I work with, John, that made some dumb comments about basically sexual harassment. And I accepted it, and I shouldn't have done that. And I just really wasn't happy there. And I that last 2 weeks, I came to work with a mask on my face, a literal mask. I mean, not a literal mask, but just like not happy. I was not happy at all. And it is what it is, and I guess Neil didn't know it, but I was extremely frustrated. And he was sending me to he sent me to the airport. I went and delivered. He sent me. What's this guy doing? He sent me to the airport. He sent me out there to Lake Norman one time. He sent me out there to Lake Norman a couple of times. Oh, it's beautiful out there. That's money. It's beautiful out there. Beautiful. Some other really beautiful Garden of Eden spots, and I was like, wow, mansions and shit. I got some pictures too. Yeah. But I wasn't happy. I know that if I stayed with HD, I would have wound up putting my hands on Christian Vasquez. Period. Say what you want. I know that. No doubt in my mind. I've never worked for somebody that I despise like that. I don't think. Well, no, SRT was like, HD also kind of reminded me of why I got off the road in the first place. There we go. That's where I'm going with this. Of just dealing with people I know to be incompetent, dealing with people I just don't respect, dealing with people who just, kind of don't respect me, and just being aware of those things. That, hey, this is not for me. Well, the rules like this. I am a person that wants to bathe every day. I want to eat healthy, and I want to have a life outside of driving a truck. And when you're over the road and you deal with people out there, you realize that they don't see it the way you do. That they're not tourists. They're not out here like, what's going on? No, they're like, they accept this as their lot. They accept being talked to like they're trash. They accept going out and being dropped in the middle of Bumsfuckville, Ohio for the weekend, when they could have, basically been lied to get there, when they could have easily went and took a shower, we got something to eat. You know what I'm saying? They accept that, and you realize very quickly that no, like, that's not where I'm at. Like, I went to the Grand Canyon. Took a weekend in Cincinnati one time. I went into New York City. I went, I done a lot of stuff in California. A lot of stuff out there. You know what I mean? When you are around those people, it's a matter of time. You realize, like, hey, I don't need to be out here. The only difference with trucking is, I had a shower, and it was like my last 6 months or so, maybe on the road. I think Heartline portable shower. It's basically like a big tube that's got curtains, clamshell design. It carries like a suitcase. It opens up with the curtains, and you hang everything up, and you got big water container you heat up, and you run the water through the shower, and it's like a regular shower. Now, what I learned, to get a little trick of the trade, what you do is you let that water heat up all night. Honestly, if it's winter time, you might want to have that water heating like the afternoon through the evening. Yeah, real talk, because it's a really, really good idea. And it had a sump pump in the bottom that would pump the water out. And they had a little container that you could put your wastewater. Man, I pumped that water out the door. I didn't care about that shit. Pumped the water right out the door. Of course, I never did it like a customer. Maybe once or twice. Normally when I take showers like that, it'd be like on the side of a road somewhere. It'd be like on an exit, or, something like nobody's going to be like, what's all this water for, But if you're at a customer or something, maybe I can see not doing that. But, things like that kind of kept me going, being able to take care of myself, but I knew that wasn't for me. And working at HD was kind of like a return to that, of dealing with these simplistic, simple-minded people, and realizing, like, oh, we're not on the same page. And nobody wearing masks, and dealing with Christian, dealing with basically sexual harassment from other people, and just being really frustrated. So I put in jobs. I put in job applications. Excuse me. And I came upon QDS or something in Harrisburg, which that job is filled. But dude was like, I got something in Morganton, which is not too far from me. Yard jockey, and in Rock Hill, which is like $23 an hour. They both boarded $20 an hour. I'm like, wow. And he's like, well, we can do this, that, and the other. So I waited. This was Thursday. I waited, and I told Neil, I'm like, hey, I'm taking them all off. I told him this. I'm taking them all off. He was like, you can see he was kind of nervous. I got that vibe, like he knew I was really angry. And I'm not sure he knew why. I was really, really, really angry, really, really frustrated. And you're trying to juggle the ball. And I think when I told him, I think he got an idea. Because he was like, he had told me earlier today he wants to start Monday, and I was kind of like, I think that's exactly what I did. I was like, yeah. But obviously, a job's a job. Something could have changed where I may have had to stay at HD for longer, and I would have accepted that. Beggars can't be choosers. But old boy was like, yeah, your safety thing cleared, came through. I was coming back from Jetton Park. I was coming back from Lake Norman, that area. He's like, everything cleared, everything came through. I'm like, okay, all right. And that's when I took Friday off. And then today, I've been packing bags all night, packing bags throughout the day, just little things and stuff I'll forget. And I hadn't packed a toiletry bag in March. That's the last time I packed a bag like that. I had it underneath my bathroom sink. He was like, Thursday night, my boss wants me to send you up north, $30 an hour. I mean, $30 a day. $300 a day. And I'm like, my grandma used to say, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I was like, yes sir. I was like, he was like, we want you to drive up there. I was like, we need me up there. And it's evening work. That's another thing. HD was a lot of day work, early morning work, and I did not like that shit. Like that shit is not for me. Okay? Working early morning stuff, getting up at 5 o'clock, getting 6 o'clock in the morning, you have to get there by 7 something. Like, that was some bullshit, and that's not me. I know it's healthy, I know it's good for you, but obviously $300 a day, I couldn't turn it down. I don't know, I'm a little different. Most drivers, I never really had a problem with the Northeast. To be honest. That wasn't a problem for me. The traffic was frustrating, but once again, I like diversity. Let me talk about this for a second. One thing about truckers, I always felt like when they talk, it'd be a lot of racism in what they say. Like when they talk about they don't like California, it's because of gay people. It's because of Mexicans. They don't like the idea of California. They don't like the idea of New York. They don't like the idea of up north. To me, you talk about going up north, you're talking about a lot of those gas stations and places. Not gas, but the place you can very easily get around. They have a very large road network. When you get off the roads to go places, other than New York City, it's a lot easier to get around, and it's a lot safer, I think. I never really had a problem up north. There's some places in Pennsylvania and other places where I'm like New Hampshire, I'm like, but for the most part, I never really had a problem with anyone up north at all. When I worked for SRT, I was always up there delivering water to Poland Springs in Maine. I love Vermont. I'd love to go back to Vermont one day. Really nice people. So I never dug that Northeast and California. Like, you got some companies that are willing to pay a lot of money to go to New York, just to go up there, just to drive through New York. Like, and that's when I started to understand that, yeah, but New York represents the left. That's what people think of. Like California left represents gay people. And I recognize that for them, for truckers, like, they believe in oppression and oppression of minorities, gays and stuff. And so, like, to them, the idea that an area stops oppressing people, they're like, oh, see, the commie, the gays are in all this. And I had to understand that, because I don't get that. I don't get it at all. I don't understand that at all. I don't. California, I never had a problem really getting on the roads. I never had a problem, because you can't carry a gun in New York or in California yet. That's the other part of it, okay? when he said that money, and I'm like, oh, I'm good there. Do you know, even if he was talking about me being up here for a month, I'd have no problem with that? Do you know that? I'd have no problem with that. You know, I realize I've always thought differently than a lot of truckers. Just very, very conservative, small-minded, weak-minded. I heard one of them once say he seen a woman out there, UPS driver, and he said, there goes a man without a sandwich. That's how they think about women. So that gives you an idea how to think about gay people. You see what I'm saying? It's what I'm talking about. It's a skewed mindset. It's a mindset that does not view women as equals. Does not view it as women being able to stand on their own. This is what that is. I mean, it's not hard to understand this. So I've never understood this trash about. I never understood it in my life. You know, this kind of trash. I mean, it gets cold up here though. I got my scarf. It gets cold up. I just wanted to make this video about leaving HD. That there's greener grass elsewhere. You know, and there's too many jobs out here to go to work every day. And I got, like, working for Christian, I used to be like stressed, and then I would feel like this. I felt like this, like my muscle in my neck had got tight, and I didn't know why. I ain't got hit there or nothing. I mean, I felt stressed out working there, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, guys. So, you know, but it is what it is. Some people might like it. Somebody out there might like it. Some small-minded dumbass who doesn't mind being talked down to might like it. And trucking's full of that. The trucking world is full of people who are dumb as fuck. I mean, you're making less than $800 to drive 30 miles across town and be talked down to and shit. Like, fuck that.